All right, hello dear students, welcome back. Now, session, I don't know the number of the session, but this is the second session of the previous one. If you have not watched that before, please go and check that out because this is the continuation of it. Now, in our previous class, we have talked about the sketches, if you might have known. Now, this is the sketch part in which we have learned how to create a sketch diagram, a beautiful looking sketch diagram without doing any with your Wacom tablet. Now, coming to the next section, we will be learning how we will be adding this blur effect as if someone is running or someone is being chased by someone. So that blur effect is what we call it as motion blur. So we're going to learn this motion blur effect now. Before we start, let me just clear this out. That was just there for you to understand. Let me open up the browser, and I have this picture with me. Let me just show it to you real quick. So this is the picture which I have. So with that, we're going to change that to motion blur so that it looks as if he's running too fast. All right, and that too, we also have this picture, which you can see, and we're going to make the motion blur to this picture as well. So we're going to take these two examples, and I will show you how to add motion blur so that it looks as if they're running in high speed and you have taken a photo from the high speed. Okay, let's do that real quick. First, take the photo, go to your Photoshop, add this to the above section here so that you can see the photo here. Now I'll just zoom this in so that you can see the picture more better. With your Wacom tablet, stylus, good old friend stylus, select your quick selection tool and start making selection. Make sure that you're using plus, and then start making selection of the head, then the arms, then the body, then the hand, then the legs, then the leg itself. You don't need to select precisely, but just select so that every detail comes into play. After that, we're going to select this, deselect the places where you don't want this to be. Perfect. So there you go. We have selected the complete face. And now I'm just going to zoom this in. We have certain place left out. We're just going to remove this part. I'll remove this part as well. All right. There you go. So now we have this perfectly selected area. We'll just try to move this around. Okay. Now we have this perfectly selected area. Let me just bring this back to normal. Now with this area in mind, we're gonna make a layer. So how do we make a layer? It's pretty simple. Now you may ask me, Mr. Matt, you didn't make the layer initially before you start up the project. Of course I didn't. I will show you how to create this layer even though you have not sorted this out. Now I'm trying to bring this in the center. I don't know, it's just my OCD to bring it into the center. There you go. Now I will try to create layer from this. It's very simple, Control J, Command J if you're using MacBook. So once you have done that, you're gonna have this layer with you. Now I'm gonna select the layer. Don't worry about it. Go back to your different layer, the previous layer which you had before. Press Control J again so as to create a different background layer to it. So you're gonna have these two layers, one this and this one. So we have two layers, all right? Select the second layer, go to your filter, select blur. In this blur, you're gonna have something called as motion blur. Select the motion blur. When you select that, it will show you the degree of which, the angle of which the blur should be happening. Can you see it now? If it's like this, then as if it's being blurred in this direction. If it's like this, it's gonna get the blur in this direction. So here, this is the distance, 1 pixel being no blur at all. This pixels being that there are blurs to it. So I'm gonna select this because it should look as if he's running too fast. Right, so let's keep the blur like this, bit more less, bit more less, bit more less. Perfect. So now it's as if he's running too fast. So we'll just click OK just to keep that as it is. So once we have done that, we're gonna select the second layer, and with your Wacom tablet or with your tool as well, select Move tool. Try to move this just above. That's it. So when you do that, you're gonna have this effect of someone is running too fast and a trail of them is being followed. If you want to add one more layer of this, you can also do that. Control J or Command J to add a layer, and just do this like this. Select your second layer and add the motion blur. So for this, I'll just make this here, and I'll just make this here, and let's add the motion blur to this as well. Select filter, select motion blur, and when you add the motion blur, let me just add this by selecting here, because when you add this motion blur from your shortcut, it will not give you options to choose from. So you need to select motion blur from here, and you can choose the distance. I'll just select this to be like this. The more motion blur, the more better it looks. So just gonna bring this up here so that it looks as if it's the trail which is being followed from him. So this is also a neat way of doing it. You can also set this up here so that it looks as if he's running too fast. So, oh, he just went too far, I think. Let's bring him back. Oops, my dear, where are you? There you are. Let me just bring you back. There you go. Perfectly fine and done. So this is how you'll be adding the trail effect of someone being running in a very fast manner. So this was all for this specific topic. We shall be seeing more of this in our future, in our next session. All right. Thank you so much.